Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Bean. I'm the Director of Development here at Milford Indoor Tennis. I am joined by Philip Fama, one of our resident teaching pros, and today we are talking about serving, specifically in doubles and why it is so important to attack the tee and into the body.
For all you doubles players out there, today we are going to discuss the visual window. And by visual window, we mean the space that a returner has to return a serve back onto the other side of the court and neutralize a serve. Philip and I are set up in a classic set here. He's about 2/3 of the way up the service box and right in the middle. I want to point out it's really important where he's starting. I see a lot of club players that shade further over to the alley, and although they are covering one of the options of a returner, it actually takes away their opportunity to cover a more important part of the court, which is right here, the middle of the court. Us as a serving team, our goal is to work together. It's to locate our serves as best as we can so that Philip, who is our net player, has a better chance to control the middle of the court. So we're going to run through a couple of these scenarios, one being when we serve down the tee and what that does to Philip as a net player, and then also what happens when we serve out wide. Now, again, I had said visual window. We're going to define the visual window as the space between our net player and the opposite sideline. So if we're set up in a classic set right now, that window is really large, and as a returner, should be fairly easy, unless the serve is extremely hard, to be able to place the ball back through this window, neutralize the serve, and get the point started. Our goal as a serving team is to make this window feel as small as possible, and in turn make it more difficult for a returner to neutralize the serve. So to do this, Philip and I have to do a really good job of communicating and working together. And the most important thing for me as a server here is to be able to locate my serve in two certain spots. So if we zoom in here, we're going to really focus in on our ability to serve down the tee or into the body. Now, why is this so important and such a great place to serve? Well, number one, it's a lot easier as a server to hit. And number two, and more importantly, it allows my net player to shade and move towards the middle of the court. So as we run through this, we're going to go, draw this window again. We're going to go through the first scenario where I serve into the body down the tee and Philip moves. So a couple of things as we go through this. Philip's timing is really, really important. If he moves too early, he's going to show his hand, and it actually allows the returner a second window down his line. So my goal as a player up at the net is to move right as the ball is bouncing on the opposite side. That's usually when our returner's focus goes from anybody up at the net to the ball. So if we slow-mo through this serve, gone through the motion, ball is on its way, ball is just about to hit, and that's when Philip starts to make his move. All right, our returner's head is now down, they don't see him moving, and he's going to take a strong position to the middle. Now again, the ability to locate this serve down the tee is what's allowing Philip to slide over. And if we zoom out, we have now made this window a lot smaller from Philip all the way over to the sideline. And that's our goal. Usually I see a lot of club players who start back in Philip's position here, the serve goes by, and they end up staying. So they're not doing a really nice job of closing that window. And then what happens is, if the ball comes across the middle of the court here, instead of being a half a step or even a step or even being there, they are now 2 steps away, and it makes their ability to make a good decision go away. and either the player will try to force the issue because they feel as though the ball is across the middle and they end up making an unforced error, or they don't make a move at all because they don't feel they're close enough to the ball. So again, locate that serve down the tee or into the body. It will allow your net player to move and cut across and shrink that window. Now in another situation, what would happen if we serve out wide? Well, if I locate my serve out here, Philip is now going to do what he should do and cover his line. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't serve out wide. It's always good to mix up your serves, keep your returners on their toes, and keep them guessing. However, it's not something that I would suggest doing consistently, and for these two reasons. Number one is, because the serve goes out wide, Philip is now going to have to slide over and go to the left. Number one. Number two is, as a returner, if the ball is hit out wide, you now have a lot more options than if you were returning a serve down the tee or into the body. If the ball goes out wide, you basically have three options. You can go down the line. You can now go down the middle because Philip has slid over. And because of a ball that's gone out wide, you also have the option of returning it back on that wide angle. So as a serving team, it's a lot more difficult to cover a return that is hit out wide. If I clear this back, and we'll go through this once more. Serve goes out wide. Philip slides. And that's what it looks like there. The other point that I would say is, because the serve is hit out wide, Philip now has to slide over and cannot play anything that comes across the middle. So, keep these things in mind. These are very easy things to apply to your game. My suggestion, though, is as a server, you have to be able to locate your serve at any level, whether you're just starting out or whether you're an intermediate player, advanced player, you play at the high school level, collegiate level, or whatnot. Your ability to hit a serve where you need it to go will make your service games that much easier. In doubles, it'll make your ability to work together as a team that much easier as well. So I challenge you to work on that location. Reps is the key. Get out there, grab some baskets, take your time on the court, and it doesn't have to be a couple hours. You could just go serve for 10, 15 minutes a couple times a week just to get your reps going. Put up targets, put up cones, stuff that'll give you instant feedback, and see if you can apply this strategy to your next game on the courts.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe by hitting that notification button, and we'll see you right back here next week, exclusively at Milford Indoor Tennis.